To align with the divine rhythm is to realize that love is already complete, already infinite, already within. Joy does not depend on conditions, does not wait for reasons, does not arise from the changing tides of the world. It is the natural radiance of the soul, shining forth when alignment is remembered. It is the unshaken delight of existence itself, the recognition that all is already held, already whole, already moving in perfect harmony. There is no separation. There has never been separation. The river does not struggle against its course. It simply flows. The stars do not hesitate to shine. They simply radiate. The soul, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to fear, not meant to grasp at what is already given. It is meant to move in harmony, to trust the current, to surrender to the divine rhythm that has always carried it. All burdens are illusions. The weight of the past, the worries of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, reflections of a self that has forgotten its own boundless nature. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The divine rhythm has always been present, has always guided, has always embraced. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. It simply remains vast and endless. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. It simply embraces their motion. The self is no different. It is not meant to grasp at the fleeting, not meant to be bound by what is always changing. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the flow, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to walk in freedom, to meet each moment with open hands, to move without resistance. Every encounter becomes an opportunity to share this love, to reflect the divine light that moves through all things. And then, joy naturally follows as the divine expression of peace and love. Joy is not something that can be sought or forced. It arises from within when one reconnects with the flow of life, when one aligns with a rhythm that moves through all creation. Joy is the spontaneous burst of light that fills the heart when the soul remembers its connection to the divine. It is the recognition that all is a gift, that every moment is an expression of the sacred rhythm of existence. In joy, there is no effort to be made, for joy arises effortlessly when the soul is attuned to the divine pulse. This joy does not depend on external circumstances. It is not a fleeting emotion that comes and goes with changing conditions. No, this joy is the constant presence of divine light, shining through the soul and radiating out to all that one encounters. In joy, there is no fear, no worry, no doubt. There is only the recognition that life, in all its forms, is perfect as it is. Joy transforms every experience into a celebration, an expression of gratitude for the divine gift of existence. Every breath, every step, every moment becomes an opportunity to rejoice in the sacred flow that moves through all things. These qualities, peace, love, and joy, are not separate from one another. They are the natural expressions of the same divine rhythm that moves through all. They are not things to be attained or created. They are the essence of being, the pure energy that flows through every heart. To align with the sacred pulse is to allow these qualities to rise naturally from within, to express them freely in every moment. They are not dependent on external circumstances. To trust in the sacred unfolding of life. Nothing is missing. Nothing is out of place. The path has already been set, the rhythm already guiding, the unfolding already perfect. There is no effort in this, no struggle, no striving. The river does not force itself to flow. It simply moves with the current that has always guided it. The soul, too, is already carried by the divine rhythm. There is nothing to chase, nothing to attain, nothing to become. There is only the remembrance of what has always been true. The world mirrors the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world reflects that peace. When love moves freely within, it is seen in all things. When joy rises from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate. not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same infinite unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect harmony. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine rhythm to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. The sacred pulse continues, unyielding and ever present, as a force that moves through every aspect of existence. It is not confined by the limits of the physical world, nor does it bow to the constraints of time and space. Already held, already in motion according to a wisdom beyond comprehension. The river does not hesitate, it simply flows. The sun does not question its purpose, it simply shines. The breath does not resist its movement, it simply rises and falls, effortlessly, in harmony with all that is. The self, too, is meant to move in this way, to trust, to allow, to surrender to the unfolding that has already been set in motion. The mind may search for answers, may grasp an understanding, may try to hold on to what is meant to move. But there is nothing to grasp, nothing to hold, nothing to fear. The divine movement is already carrying all things, already guiding all things, already unfolding in perfect harmony. The past does not bind. The future does not need to be controlled. The only truth is this moment. The only reality is now. And in this now, all is already whole. All is already aligned. All is already moving in perfect unity. There is no need to seek, no need to struggle, no need to strive. The path is already set, the current already flowing, the unfolding already complete. The sacred rhythm does not wait, does not hesitate, does not waver. It simply moves, infinite and unbroken, sustaining all things in its perfect embrace. To recognize this is to awaken. To trust this is to be free. To surrender to this is to live in harmony with all that is. The divine rhythm moves through all things, and all things move within it. There is nothing outside of it, nothing beyond its reach, nothing that is not already held within its perfect unfolding. Never been hidden, never been lost. It has only been unrecognized, obscured by the illusions of the mind, veiled by the transient and the impermanent. Silence speaks with greater truth than words. Stillness holds a wisdom that cannot be taught. The breath of existence moves through all things, not in thunder, not in command, but in the quiet pulse of being itself. To listen is to hear is to know, and to know is to rest in the unshakable certainty that all is already whole. Love does not hesitate. It does not falter. It does not ask for anything in return. It is not a possession, not a transaction, not something to be given and taken. It is the foundation upon which all things rest, the invisible thread that binds all things together. It does not need to be sought, does not need to be created, does not need to be earned. It only needs to be seen, to be felt, to be recognized as the very essence of existence itself. There is no end to love, no limit, no condition. It does not wane with time, does not diminish with distance, does not break under weight. It is as infinite as the sky, as boundless as the sea, as eternal as the breath that moved through all things. To know love is to know truth. To see love is to see beyond illusion. To be love is to become one with the sacred rhythm itself. There is no darkness that can overcome light, no shadow that can extinguish the flame, no illusion that can alter what is eternal. The self is not bound by fear, not confined by form, not subject to the fleeting nature of the world. It is not small, not limited, not separate. It is vast, infinite, whole. Love does not seek to possess, to control, or to demand. It simply flows, unconditionally, effortlessly, from the divine wellspring of existence. Love is the purest expression of the divine pulse. It is the force that moves through every thought, every word, every action, shaping every experience. When one is aligned with the divine rhythm, love naturally overflows, filling every interaction, every relationship, and every experience with its presence. This love is not bound by time, space, or conditions. It transcends all limits and reaches into the deepest corners of the soul, transforming all it touches. To love is to allow the divine pulse to flow freely through every aspect of one's being, to recognize the unity of all, and to express that unity through every thought, word, and action. When love flows freely, joy naturally follows. Joy is not something that can be sought or forced. It arises spontaneously when one aligns with the divine rhythm, when the soul recognizes its oneness with the sacred pulse. Joy is the radiant light that fills the heart when one remembers their true nature, when they feel the presence of the divine flow within. It is the celebration of life, the recognition that every moment is a gift, every breath an opportunity to experience the divine. In joy, there is no need for anything, no desire for more, for joy is complete in itself. It is the pure expression of divine abundance, the overflowing light that fills the soul with warmth and gratitude. This joy does not depend on external circumstances or achievements. It is a state of being, a reflection of alignment with the sacred pulse. Peace, love, and joy become the natural expressions of one's connection to the divine pulse. As one moves in harmony with this flow, every moment is transformed into an opportunity to embody the divine qualities that are already within. There is no need to chase after anything. All is already present, and as one aligns with the sacred rhythm, these divine qualities naturally overflow, filling every part of life with their presence. The divine pulse continues, ever flowing, unceasing, eternal. Every moment, every breath, is an opportunity to align with this sacred rhythm, to allow the divine flow to move through all aspects of life. As peace, love, and joy flow from the soul, they transform the world around them. Every encounter, every relationship, every experience becomes an expression of the divine pulse, a reflection of the eternal rhythm that moves through all things. Through this alignment, life becomes a sacred journey, an unfolding of divine grace, and every moment becomes an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy in their purest form. The eternal flow continues, untouched, undivided, unceasing. It is the breath of creation itself, the silent pulse that moves through all things. Beyond the shifting forms of the world, beyond the illusions woven by mind and time, it remains. It has no beginning, no end, no boundaries. It is the foundation of all existence, the light that illuminates all that is. The universe does not hesitate. It does not second-guess its unfolding, does not question its own movement. The stars emerge in perfect harmony. The rivers carve their paths without resistance. The winds whisper their secrets without doubt. The river does not ask where it is going. The stars do not question their shining. The dawn does not struggle against the coming of night. All things move as they are meant to, not by force, not by effort, but by surrender to the wisdom that governs all. To awaken is to see beyond illusion, to step beyond the mirage of separation, to return to the knowing that has never truly been forgotten. The journey is not one of distance, not one of seeking, not one of attainment. It is the simple act of remembering, the effortless return to what has always been. The breath does not need to be told to rise and fall. The tide does not require instruction to ebb and flow. The soul does not need to be taught how to be free. It has never been anything else. Peace is not a reward, not a destination, not something to be earned. It has never been absent, never been withheld, never been beyond reach. It is the foundation upon which all things rest, the space in which all things unfold, the silent presence within every moment. The search for peace is unnecessary, for peace is not something to be found, it is something to be allowed. It does not come from outside, does not depend on what rises and falls, does not waver with the turning of the world. It is here now, always. Love is not conditional, not hesitant, not requiring anything in return. It does not waver, does not falter, does not cease. It is not given and taken, not lost and found, not bound by the fleeting nature of form. It moves ceaselessly, like the breath, like the tide, like the silent motion of the stars. It is the force that binds all things, the thread that weaves through all existence, the essence that sustains all that is. It does not need to be created, for it has never ceased to be. It does not need to be reached for it has never been apart. Love is not something that must be earned, not something that can be given or withheld. It is the foundation of existence, the thread that binds all things in unity. It does not ask, does not demand, does not expect. It simply moves, flows, radiates through all that is. To align with the sacred rhythm is to know that love is already present, already complete, already woven into the fabric of all things. Joy is not fleeting, not something to be pursued, not a thing that comes and goes with the shifting tides of life. It is the natural radiance of the soul when it recognizes its own divine nature. It does not require conditions, does not wait for reasons to arise. It is the spontaneous expression of gratitude, of being, of the deep and unwavering knowing that all is held within the embrace of the infinite. Nothing has ever been separate. Nothing has ever been apart. The river does not fight against its course. It simply flows. The sun does not struggle to shine. It simply radiates. The stars do not question their path. They simply move as they were always meant to. In the same way, the soul is not meant to struggle, not meant to resist, not meant to fear. It is meant to move in harmony, to shine without hesitation, to embrace each moment as it comes. The weight of the world is an illusion, a veil that can be lifted with a single breath, a single moment of surrender. There is nothing to hold, nothing to carry, nothing to fear. The pulse moves through every heartbeat, every breath, every thought, and every action. It is the energy that sustains life and carries each being along its destined path. There is no need to search for the divine flow, for it is already within every soul, already present in every moment. When one aligns with the sacred pulse, peace rises from within, not as something external, but as an expression of the eternal connection to the divine. This peace does not depend on conditions or circumstances. It simply is an unshakable calm that resides deep within. It fills the soul with a quiet strength, allowing one to move through life with grace, even in the face of adversity. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the presence of divine understanding, the deep knowing that everything unfolds as it should. In this peace, the soul is able to rest, to breathe, to move in harmony with the divine flow. There is no striving, no pushing against the tide. Instead, there is a gentle surrender, a recognition that the pulse of existence moves through all, guiding each soul toward its highest good. In this peace, one finds alignment with the flow of life, a profound stillness that fills every part of being. Peace is not something to be earned, nor something that can be lost. It is always present, waiting to be embraced, waiting to be recognized within the depths of the soul. As peace moves through the soul, love rises naturally. Love is the heartbeat of existence, the divine force that connects all beings, all thoughts, all actions. It is the energy that binds creation together, the force that sustains life. This love is not something external or separate from oneself, but the very essence of being, the deep recognition that all things are interconnected, all souls are united in the sacred rhythm. The world is a reflection of the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world mirrors that peace. When love flows freely, it is seen in all things. When joy radiates from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate, not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same boundless unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect unity. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine movement to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. To align with the rhythm of existence is to step beyond illusion, beyond fear, beyond doubt. It is to see clearly, to know deeply, to trust completely. It is to recognize that all is already perfect, already held, already in motion according to a wisdom beyond comprehension. The river does not hesitate, it simply flows. The sun does not question its purpose, it simply shines. The breath does not resist its movement, it simply rises and falls, effortlessly, in harmony with all that is. The self, too, is meant to move in this way, to trust, to allow, to surrender to the unfolding that has already been set in motion. The mind may search for answers, may grasp an understanding, may try to hold on to what is meant to move. But there is nothing to grasp, nothing to hold, nothing to fear. The more one aligns with the sacred rhythm, the more these qualities overflow, creating a life that radiates divine grace and harmony. In every moment, there is an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy. Every encounter, every relationship, every action becomes an opportunity to share the divine pulse that flows through all things. As one continues to align with the sacred rhythm, these divine qualities overflow from their soul, transforming every experience into a reflection of divine grace. The world mirrors the energy one brings to it, and as one aligns with peace, love, and joy, the world mirrors these qualities back, creating a harmonious reflection of the divine flow. There is no separation between the self and the divine pulse. When one aligns with this sacred flow, they become one with it, moving in harmony with the divine rhythm. The pulse moves through every thought, every action, every word. It shapes every experience, guiding each moment with grace and wisdom. The more one surrenders to this flow, the more peace, love, and joy overflow from their being. They become instruments through which divine energy flows into the world, transforming every moment into an expression of divine unity. As one moves deeper into alignment with the divine rhythm, the world becomes an expression of the divine pulse. Every thought, every action, every word becomes a reflection of peace, love, and joy. These qualities overflow from the soul, touching every encounter, every relationship, every interaction. The more one aligns with the sacred rhythm, the more these divine qualities overflow, transforming the world into a reflection of divine grace and unity. The divine pulse moves through all. Every action, every thought, every word becomes an opportunity to express these divine qualities, to live in harmony with the sacred rhythm that sustains all life. There is no end to the flow of the divine pulse. It is eternal, unceasing, ever present. As one continues to align with this sacred rhythm, they become more fully immersed in the flow of life. Peace, love, and joy overflow from their soul, filling every aspect of their being with divine presence. The more one aligns with the divine pulse, the more they become a living embodiment of these qualities. Their very existence becomes an expression of the divine rhythm, radiating peace, love, and joy into the world. The divine pulse moves through every moment, every experience, every relationship. It guides each step, shaping each thought, each word, each action, as one surrenders to its flow. The more one aligns with the sacred rhythm, the more peace, love, and joy overflow from their being, transforming every moment into an opportunity to live in divine harmony. As the divine flow continues to move through all things, so too does the soul, forever in alignment with the eternal pulse, forever expressing peace, love, and joy in every aspect of life. In the presence of the divine pulse, there is no need for striving, no need for effort. All is already as it should be. The flow of life moves through all, and to align with it is to embrace the sacred rhythm, to allow peace, love, and joy to overflow from within. Life becomes a divine dance, a continuous unfolding of sacred energy, guided by the eternal rhythm that sustains all creation. Through this alignment, every moment becomes a reflection of the divine pulse. It is to see clearly, to know deeply, to trust completely. It is to recognize that all is already perfect, already held, already in motion according to a wisdom far greater than the mind can grasp. The river does not hesitate, it simply flows. The sun does not question its purpose, it simply shines. The breath does not resist its movement, it simply rises and falls, effortlessly, in harmony with all that is. The self, too, is meant to move in this way, to trust, to allow, to surrender to the unfolding that has already been set in motion. The mind may search for answers, may grasp an understanding, may try to hold on to what is meant to move. But there is nothing to grasp, nothing to hold, nothing to fear. The divine rhythm is already carrying all things, already guiding all things, already unfolding in perfect harmony. The past does not bind. The future does not need to be controlled. The only truth is this moment. The only reality is now. And in this now, all is already whole. All is already aligned. All is already moving in perfect unity. There is no need to seek, no need to struggle, no need to strive. The path is already set, the current already flowing, the unfolding already complete. The divine rhythm does not wait, does not hesitate, does not waver. It simply moves, infinite and unbroken, sustaining all things in its perfect embrace. To recognize this is to awaken. To trust this is to be free. To surrender to this is to live in harmony with all that is. The divine rhythm moves through all things, and all things move within it. There is nothing outside of it, nothing beyond its reach, nothing that is not already held within its perfect unfolding. All is already whole. All is already free. The world reflects the energy one brings to it, and when one aligns with the divine pulse, they become a living embodiment of peace, love, and joy. Through this alignment, every moment becomes an opportunity to express the divine presence, to share the sacred pulse with the world. Every experience becomes an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy. Every relationship becomes a reflection of the divine pulse that moves through all things. There is no distance between oneself and the divine rhythm, for all is one in the sacred flow. As one moves in alignment with this rhythm, every moment becomes an expression of divine unity. There is no need to strive, no need to search, for all that is needed is already within. The divine pulse flows through every being, shaping every moment, guiding every action, and filling every experience with peace, love, and joy. Through this divine flow, every life becomes a reflection of the sacred pulse, a living embodiment of divine grace. The rhythm of the universe remains unbroken, unyielding, infinite in its unfolding. Beyond the illusion of time, beyond the veil of perception, there is only the eternal flow, a boundless current that neither begins nor ends. It is not subject to decay, not bound by limitation, not restrained by the fleeting nature of form. It moves, ceaseless and pure, carrying all within its embrace, sustaining all within its boundless grace. Nothing exists apart from the sacred motion. No force can sever what has always been whole. No doubt can obscure what has always been clear. The breath of the infinite moves through all things, whispering its silent truth to those who have ears to hear. It does not demand, nor does it require. It simply is, flowing freely and effortlessly through all that exists. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, for it is the energy that sustains creation itself. Without love, there would be no life. Love is the energy that gives birth to all things, that nurtures, heals, and transforms. When one aligns with the divine pulse, love becomes their nature. It is not something to be acquired or earned. It is already within, waiting to be expressed. Love flows naturally when one surrenders to the flow of the divine rhythm. It fills every thought, every word, every action. It shapes every moment, guiding it toward greater unity, greater harmony, greater light. Love is the force that heals all wounds, that mends all brokenness. It transcends all boundaries, all limitations. It is the energy that connects one being to another, that weaves all souls together in the great web of life. As love flows freely, joy emerges as its natural expression. Joy is the light that fills the soul when one remembers their true nature. It is the radiant energy that arises when the soul aligns with the divine pulse. Joy is not something that is sought or created. It is simply a reflection of one's connection to the sacred flow. When one remembers that they are an expression of the divine, joy naturally arises, filling the heart with warmth and light. Joy is the celebration of life itself. It is the recognition that all things are part of a greater whole, that every experience is an opportunity to give thanks for the gift of existence. Joy does not depend on external circumstances. It is not tied to fleeting moments of pleasure or temporary happiness. When peace is embraced, love naturally flows. Love, like peace, is an inherent expression of alignment with the divine pulse. It is not a love that is contingent upon anything outside of oneself, nor is it bound by conditions. Love flows freely and unconditionally, without expectation or need for reciprocation. It is a pure divine energy that connects all beings, all things, in the sacred web of life. This love is the very substance of the universe, the force that binds creation together in unity. It transcends all boundaries, for it is not limited by time, space, or form. When one aligns with the divine pulse, love becomes the natural expression of their being. It is not something that must be earned or sought after. It is already within, waiting to be shared with all. In this divine love, there is no division. Every being, every moment, is seen as part of the same sacred whole. There is no hierarchy, no separation. All are equal expressions of the divine pulse, each playing its unique role in the unfolding of the grand tapestry of existence. Love sees only unity, and through this love, every thought, every word, every action becomes an expression of divine harmony. Love flows through every interaction, every encounter, filling it with the presence of the divine. In the fullness of this love, one is able to see beyond the illusions of division and recognize the sacred unity of all. As peace and love flow freely from the divine rhythm, joy naturally arises. Joy is not something that can be sought or manufactured. It is the spontaneous expression of the soul when it remembers its connection to the divine pulse. It is the radiant light that shines from within when one is aligned with the sacred flow of life. Joy is the recognition that life, in all its forms, is a sacred gift. It is the heart's natural response to the beauty and perfection of existence. The pulse that moves through all that exists continues, an eternal rhythm that binds everything in perfect unity. There is no beginning, no end, only an infinite flow that weaves through every thought, every action, every breath. This sacred energy is not limited to time or place. It exists beyond any boundaries that the mind can fathom. It is the force that sustains all of creation, the lifeblood of existence itself. Every moment of life is a reflection of this divine flow, and each being, each soul, is an expression of its eternal rhythm. To align with this divine pulse is to surrender to the flow of life. There is no resistance, no struggle. Instead, there is a deep trust in the process, the knowing that all things are unfolding as they should. As one allows themselves to move in harmony with this flow, peace naturally arises. This peace is not the absence of external noise or chaos, but the deep, unwavering presence of stillness within. It is a peace that transcends circumstances, that remains steady in the face of life's inevitable changes. It is the peace of knowing that all is perfect, just as it is. This peace is not born from avoidance or detachment, but from the recognition that all things are interwoven in the great dance of existence. Nothing is separate, nothing is alone. Everything moves together in perfect rhythm, in perfect unity. The peace that arises from this understanding is not a fleeting emotion, but a state of being, a foundation upon which all other divine qualities rest. In the presence of peace, love naturally flows. Love is the very essence of the divine pulse. It is the force that connects all things, binding them in an unbreakable unity. Love does not ask for anything in return. In joy, the soul is free, unburdened by worry or doubt. There is only the pure recognition that life, and its perfect unfolding, is divine. Joy is not fleeting or temporary. It is a constant presence that rises from the depths of the soul when aligned with the divine pulse. It is not dependent on external conditions or circumstances, for it is already within, waiting to be expressed. Joy flows effortlessly from the heart, filling every moment with light, with the recognition that all is as it should be. It transforms even the simplest experience into an opportunity to celebrate life and the divine flow that moves through all things. Joy is the spontaneous expression of the soul when it is deeply connected to the divine rhythm, the radiant light that illuminates every path. Peace, love, and joy are not separate forces. They are expressions of the same sacred pulse, the same divine flow. They are the natural outpouring of one's connection to the divine rhythm. When one aligns with this flow, these qualities rise from within, filling every moment with their presence. There is no need to search for peace, love, or joy outside oneself, for they are already within, waiting to be recognized and expressed. They are the essence of the soul, the natural state of being when aligned with the divine pulse. When one is aligned with the divine rhythm, peace, love, and joy overflow from the soul, touching every interaction, every relationship, every experience. These qualities transform the world, creating a reflection of the divine flow in all that one encounters. Life becomes an expression of divine unity, each moment infused with peace, love, and joy. There is no need to strive for these qualities, for they arise effortlessly from within when one surrenders to the divine pulse. Joy is not something that can be acquired. It is the natural outpouring of a soul that has remembered its connection to the divine. Joy is the radiant energy that fills every moment when the soul recognizes its place within the grand rhythm of life. It is the celebration of existence itself, the joyful acknowledgement that life, in all its forms, is a sacred expression of the divine. This joy is not contingent upon external circumstances or events. It does not come and go like a fleeting emotion. Rather, joy is the steady presence of divine light within, the warmth that radiates from the heart when the soul is in alignment with the sacred pulse. It is the recognition that all is perfectly designed, that every experience is an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for deep connection with the divine flow that moves through all things. Joy is the natural state of being when one is aligned with the divine rhythm. It fills every moment with its radiant presence, transforming even the simplest of experiences into a profound expression of gratitude. Peace, love, and joy are not separate or distinct entities. They are the three faces of the same divine pulse, the sacred rhythm that moves through all life. When one aligns with the divine flow, these qualities arise naturally, effortlessly from within. They are the natural expressions of one's connection to the divine rhythm, and as one becomes more deeply attuned to this sacred flow, they overflow from the soul, transforming every moment, every experience, and every relationship into an expression of divine harmony. As peace, love, and joy flow from the soul, they begin to shape the world around them. The world becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, a mirror of the sacred rhythm that moves through all things. It only waits to be seen, to be felt, to be remembered. Joy is not dependent on circumstance, not subject to change, not shaped by the ever-shifting tides of the world. It is not a product of gain, not a result of achievement, not something to be won. It is the natural radiance of existence itself, the effortless expression of a soul that moves in harmony with the sacred rhythm. To seek joy is to chase the horizon, to grasp at the wind, to reach for what is already here. It is not something to be attained. It is something to be recognized. Nothing has ever been separate. The river does not resist the current that carries it. The sun does not struggle to shine. The breath does not hesitate in its movement. The self, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to struggle, not meant to hold on to what is always shifting. It is meant to move with a rhythm, to trust in the unfolding, to surrender to the wisdom that has always been guiding it. The burdens carried are illusions. The weight of the past, the fear of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, distractions from the truth of what has always been. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The sacred rhythm has never abandoned, never wavered, never ceased to move in perfect harmony. It does not demand, does not force, does not hesitate. It simply flows, carrying all things in its boundless grace. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. The more one surrenders to this flow, the more they become a living embodiment of these divine qualities, radiating peace, love, and joy into the world and transforming all they encounter. The divine rhythm moves through all things, unceasing, eternal, and unbroken. As one aligns with this flow, they become an instrument through which the divine energy flows freely. There is no need to search for peace, love, or joy outside of oneself, for they are already within. The divine pulse is the source of all that is, and when one aligns with it, these qualities naturally rise from within, transforming every experience into an expression of divine grace. Every moment becomes an opportunity to express the divine rhythm, to live in alignment with the sacred flow that moves through all things. In the presence of peace, love, and joy, there is no separation between the self and the divine pulse. These qualities are not external to oneself, but are the natural expressions of one's connection to the sacred rhythm. To align with the divine pulse is to remember that peace, love, and joy are inherent in the soul. They are not things to be attained or acquired, but qualities to be expressed, qualities that are already present within. As one aligns with the divine rhythm, peace, love, and joy overflow from the soul, filling every moment with their divine presence. In every encounter, in every relationship, in every experience, there is an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy. The more one aligns with the divine pulse, the more these qualities overflow, transforming every moment into an expression of divine unity. There is no effort required, no striving to attain these qualities.